All right, this video is to address Kyle's question here. He says, thanks for putting it together. Feel like it was a steal. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. Um, ProBlogger, this is a really good tip for other people watching this video. ProBlogger does have a really good job board. You do have to pay for it, but it's definitely worth it. Okay, anyone using Scrapebox for guest post, sponsored posts? I used to all the time. Um, the only reason why I did not include any sort of automation tools like Scrapebox, I put Citation Labs in there, which is pretty much a cleaned up version of Scrapebox. Um, Scrapebox is much more powerful, but it does take a lot more skill to run it. I didn't put it in there, and I've used it in the past. I didn't put it in the training because what I've always found with tools, and I think that you mentioned it here, you have the link research run. Either way, the link researcher is still going to have to check it. They got to check the results. And basically, the experience that I had, and I'm not telling you not to use these tools because Scrapebox, I love it. It's an awesome tool. Um, I didn't use it because, again, what my people told me, my link prospector, they said, hey, look at, you sent me a list of 1,000 sites. It took me more time to go through each one of them. And actually, what happens with these massive scrapers is they pull so much information that so few of them are actually relevant that they were greatly slowed down by it. Because to sit there in an Excel file or Scrapebox and open up each link and look at them, and then I mean it's a different process, right? You're looking for different things. You're looking for if it's a good result. It didn't work for me. I'm not saying that it can't work for you. You know, I strongly suggest, like I've said this a million times, guys, this is the process that I use. I want you to adapt it to do something that works for you, your business, your team, your clients. There are going to be differences, and that's a good thing, right? Take it, use it, and adopt it. So you might find that, hey, look at, prospectors are taking too long. I can use Scrapebox to find opportunities in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then just have a VA run through them. That's great. As long as you're finding opportunities at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So yeah, I mean, and all this API stuff, again, that's great. I have a consulting client who actually uses SEM Rush API in Google Sheets. I don't, again, just because I'm doing a little bit less straight link outreach and focusing a little bit more on content now for clients. But again, like, yes, I would do it. It's going to save you time. Use the APIs. That's what they're good for. Use Moz API, use SEMrush API, use them. That's why they have them. It could get costly, like you said here. But I mean, you value your time more than money, then yeah, I mean, time is money. Do it. So long story short on this question, Kyle, I have used them. They didn't work for me. That's not saying they won't work for you. Test, 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 test. Do it yourself and see if it works for you. That's the best advice I can give you on that. You said, Ryan, you mentioned you're not using tags anymore and only DA because that's what clients care about. The tags seem to be an integral part, as well as hiring writers and helping outreach manager efficiently assign content. How are you scoring solely on DA? Yes, DA is easily spammed out. Yes, SEM Rush is a much better tactic. Basically, what I do now is, well, you actually have another question here about one database, so I'll just show you guys again. I've showed you this before, but I have no problem showing you again. So here is the main database that we use. Sorry, I'm uploading a video to YouTube. It's going to take a while. Just give it a second. But basically what I'll do now is I bulk check. I have my prospector bulk check domain authority using a free tool. Just Google bulk domain authority checker and you'll see it. They just drop them in there. They get the DAs. We just go ahead and right off the bat, we cut off anything less than either 15 or 20, depending on the niche, just because they're just too weak. And then from there, after they do that, then I will actually have them go ahead through and still check SEMrush. They just don't record it as a tag. And again, honestly, the reason why I stopped using them was because clients kept on asking me about domain authority, and I don't think they ultimately trusted the metric. So, still use it if you want. I think it works great, but You know, it's just clients were being a pain in the ass. You know how it gets. So we migrated our frontal approaching database to domain authority. So let me show you this again. So this is the one database that we use now. I know there's a lot of different tabs in here, but there's really only 3 that you need. This one right here, this is the prospecting. I just go in here and I type in, I tell my prospector what keywords I need in the link type, and then they fill this. They fill out this. This is filtered, but they fill out this link database, and then basically, you know, you can use BuzzStream. BuzzStream is a great tool too, but basically what we do is we then will then take these from this database and apply them to a client site. So for example, you know, we just took on a client that's in the supplement space. So, you know, when it comes to building the project management, the project plan for what we're going to do, you know, I'll come in here and I'll just say, okay, what opportunities do we have? I'll say, okay, we've got some beauty, we've got bodybuilding. Where'd you go, buddy? We've got bodybuilding. We've got fitness. We've got food that might fit in there. We've got health. We've got, so I've got all these different tags. Quest bar was a custom one we did. But yeah, you get the point, right? So then I come in here and say, okay, you know, let's look at these. Now let's just look at how many guest post opportunities we have. Let's clear this. Just go to guest post, and we've got what, about 100 guest post opportunities in this niche. So now that tells me here, and again, here's the domain authority. So I'll just filter these, and I won't use any of these ones. Sometimes I'll double check them just to make sure. But generally, we only hit up blogs that are above a certain domain authority. Then what I'll do is just copy and paste these into the client file so they have them there, and we're not duplicating efforts. So I know it's a little bit confusing because we basically squished everything into one file. But then once the client is ready, so I can show you this client's file now. Just show you real quick. Sorry, I've got a million things here. Again, I'm uploading a YouTube video for you guys, so this is going to take a minute. But yeah, we just push it into the client file. So I know, again, that's kind of confusing. Let me see that. Am I missing something? No, you're not missing anything. In thinking consolidation out of the gate is going to be more work. Again, please do what works for you. If you like the individual tracking files, by all means, please use that. Do not take what I'm giving you as gospel. You know, I hate to admit it, but I make mistakes too. And I am constantly evolving and looking at this process to make sure that it's effective and it's efficient. And that's, so it's not opening. But I'm making sure that it's in the best interest for the client, okay? And again, please take what I'm saying and adapt it to yours. If you're saying that, hey, individual client trackers works better for me, do it. You know, do what works for you. Then you had to say here, didn't see a way to reset my password. Sorry, this is kind of a janky setup. I'm actually in the process of talking to some training hosting companies to migrate the training over there to make it a little bit easier. I built this thing custom with my designer and developer, and kicking myself every step of the way now. Of course, there's going to be bumps. So if you have got anybody has any problems with their password, with their logins, please just send me a message, email me directly. Some people already have, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. So Kyle, I hope that helped. That was kind of a long-winded answer. If you have any more follow-ups on this, please let me know. I'll post this in here, and you can check it out right away.